Good morning, friends. My name is Huba Kellerman. I'm here with Amanda. She'll help me do a little bit of a more advanced practice this morning. So make sure you have a bottle of water nearby, maybe even a towel, and just feel free to modify, do as much as you can. Let's start in child's pose, shall we? The child's pose is sort of like the home base of our practice. At any time you need to come back to the child's position, it's always there for you like a safety net to catch you. We're only going to take about 3 more breaths here. We want to get started fairly quickly here, but use those 3 breaths to anchor yourself in a present moment. Sink the hips down towards to the heels, hollow your armpits out, and just find a very comfortable place for your forehead on the floor. Deep Ujjayi breaths in and out through the nose with that slight brushing sound at the back of the throat. Fantastic. Your next inhale, come on up to tabletop pose. Bring the knees in a little bit. And let's just flow through some cat-cow stretches. On the inhale, the shoulder heads roll. And on the exhale, the belly draws to the spine, tailbone tucks. Twice more. Inhale, glance the heart forwards. Exhale, palms, knees press. Good, one more round just like that. Inhale, find a little bit more space. And exhale, round like a howling cat. Good, come back to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes under, pull your butt back, downward facing dog. So use this first downward dog to sort of scan through your body. You can pedal your feet, the knees, side to side. Move the head side to side a little bit. Just kind of softening in, getting any kinks out of the body. A lot of times looking at animals, we learn so much. Animals just instinctually know how to move and stretch their bodies. They don't really have those walls as we do humans. So if you're ever in doubt, check out the animals. They can probably teach you a lot. So Amanda, let's use our next inhale. Drift forwards to plank position, top of a push-up. And just see if you can hold it here for 5. Press the thighs up towards to the sky. Draw the belly button in. Connect back to your inhales and your exhales. Good. On your next exhale, pull it back to downward dog. Slide your toes a little bit closer together. Lift your right leg up high to the sky. So it's a 3-legged down dog. And then drift forwards to plank pose and squeeze your right knee to your nose. Step your right foot next to your right thumb and step your left foot up to meet your right foot. Take a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back. And exhale, drop your head again. Good. Next inhale, come on up to stand. Float your arms skywards. And draw the hands to prayer pose as you exhale. Inhale, float your arms up, stretch up tall. And exhale, skydive over your thighs. Inhale, glance it out. Plant your palms, step to plank position and hold. Good. On your next exhale, shift forward, lower down, halfway or all the way. Inhale, curl up into up dog or cobra, whichever makes sense at this point. And slow motion, hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. Float the left leg behind you on an inhale. Drift to plank, squeeze the knee to the forehead, and left foot next to the left thumb, right foot next to the left foot, forward fold. Let's take chair. Bend your knees, sink into the heels, and reach the arms forwards and up. So the armpits are hollowed in chair. Imagine you're holding one of those beach balls in your hand, so the palms are gently turning up. Now let's push up to stand. Draw the hands to prayer position, centering yourself. Next inhale brings you back to chair again. Maybe sit a little lower. And then take a forward fold on an exhale. Inhale, glance it out. Plant your palms, step to plank again and pause. So you're going to take a big inhale here and use that long exhale. Shift forward, chaturanga. The toes untuck and the collarbone spread wide. Just curling into that beautiful back bend. And then down dog. Lift your hips high and drop your head down low. And then see if you can take 1 or 2 sun salutes. Bend your knees deeply, look forward. You can step, walk, or hop. Glance up halfway and fold. Come on up to stand, reach the arms high above you. Good. Draw it down the middle. Inhale, reach higher. Exhale, dive forwards. Glance it long, step or hop back if you're ready. Chaturanga. Upward dog, palms squeeze. Down dog, hips kiss the sky, head is dropping low. And we'll just do one more of these. Bend those knees, sing the hips, look where you're going, step or flow. Halfway up, forward fold, stand up, gain a little bit more length, pull it to the middle, float the arms, get long, skydive, flat back on an inhale, plant the palm, step or float to bent elbows. Stunning, toes, fingers, everything spreads. And then hips to the sky, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good, let's take the feet a little bit wider than the hips, maybe even as wide as your mat. How about that? And walk your hands back towards to your toes. And pull your heels in a couple of inches and bend your knees, come into Malasana, the yoga squat. So this is a great pose to open the inner thighs and the inner hips, kind of like a little bit like a Baddha Konasana, a little bit like pigeon pose. And your elbows are pushing out into the knees, so you should really feel that stretch in your inner thighs. That's beautiful. Trickle your fingertips to the floor, push your legs straight, parallel your feet, heel to the feet a little bit closer together. Put your hands onto your hips. On a slow inhale, rise on up to stand. And then see if you can balance on your left leg and bring your right knee out in front of you and just squeeze that right knee towards you. Relax your shoulders, keep your right knee lifted, float the arms up. See if you can straighten your right leg forward. The left ankle is working for you. You're gonna blur into a third warrior, so dip your heart forward, not deeper than your hip. Lift that right leg behind you. There is a cobra in the upper back and the inner right thigh rotates to the sky. That's beautiful. And then put your hands down onto the floor and see if you can grab the ankle that's on the floor with your left hand. So we're getting a little bit deeper into that hamstring. The back leg could lift up. Beautiful. Now climb your hands back to the top of your mat, downward dog, and then pull that right knee high up onto your right tricep. And hold it here for 3. Keep the arms straight for now. And 2. And step the right foot to the outside edge of your right hand. Lean into your left palm. And just take a twist. Right arm up to the sky. So fairly funky sequence. We're sort of just getting creative with it. You know, sometimes the practice that doesn't have so much rhyme and reason and not necessarily aiming for a peak pose. It's just a very well-rounded, feel-good practice. And I love sometimes a class where I really don't expect what's coming or I can't foresee what's coming. Just kind of like, you know, with music. You hear that and you're kind of expecting, oh, I'm sure it's going to go to that note or that chord, and wow, there is the surprise. But the surprise shouldn't be too strange. So to keep this mainstream enough, put your right hand on the inside edge of your right foot and see if you can start to take a quarter turn over to the right. Press both of your legs straight and interlace your fingers behind your tailbone. Yes, you're just sending those knuckles up and overhead. And be careful not to collapse into the inner arches of the foot. The energy draws up towards to the pubic bone, so centering everything into that Mula Bandha center, where the sleeping serpent, the Kundalini resides, if you want to get spiritual about it. But really, if you just think about it, that's the place, the seat of the internal organs, kidneys, reproductive organs, liver, all meets there. Probably the most essential part of our bodies where the essence of our being concentrates. Now put your hands under your hips. Now slow inhale, come on up to stand and reach your arms to the sky. Keep inhaling. And then warrior 2, bend your right knee, turn your right toes forward, angle the back foot in. Beautiful. Let's take it into a reverse warrior. And put your right elbow on top of your right knee. Reach your left arm up and overhead. This is an easy side angle. Let's come back to the reverse warrior again. Inhale. and elbow to the knee again. You can reach the left arm forward if you want. And one more time, inhale, come back, the frontal hip bones lift, and then chaturanga, cartwheel the hands to the ground and take a vinyas. Lowering with strength, inhale, curl up, and exhale back to the downward dog. And walk the hands back to the toes again. Put your hands up onto your hips and slow motion, leading with the heart, rise on up to stand. Lean the weight into your right foot, lift your left knee. So start by squeezing the knee in towards you. And remember, most of the attention is in the right ankle. That's what supports you. Keep the left knee where it is, arms towards to the sky. And then start pressing your left heel forwards. Make sure you don't lean back in this one. So there's actually a hollow body posture here. Let's dip it forward to warrior 3. Leveling those hips out. The right leg is working for you strong. The outer ankles are squeezing in, and the inner left thigh rotates to the sky. Crown of the head pulls forwards. Good. Release the hands to the floor. Grab your right ankle with the right hand, so the same ankle that's on the floor. And the neck softens here. And there's a sense of rounding in this one for a change. Nice. And then climb the hands up to down dog. Pull your left knee high up onto your left tricep. Keep the arms straight. So it's basically a prep for Kundinasana, which we're gonna probably get to later. We'll see. Step the left foot to the outside, lean into the right hand, and take your left arm up. Gorgeous. Left hand to the inside, take that quarter turn over towards to the right. Interlace the fingers the awkward way and send the knuckles not just forwards, but first up towards to the sky and then forwards. Keeping a very, very soft bend in the knees in every pose could be a wise idea. You know, if you own a stereo system, you never turn that volume up all the way until it hits the metal, right? You kind of stop at 9 and you're like, okay, that's kind of a safe place to be. You don't want to blow the speakers out. Same thing with your body. Before you would go to the extreme, see if you can just scale back a little bit. Good. Hands to hips, biggest inhale, rise on up and float the arms high, keep inhaling, and then warrior 2, bend the left knee, open the arms beautifully. Next inhale brings you into the reverse warrior. Next exhale, easy side angle. It's like a yoga dance. 2 more. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, elbow knee. Come back again, frontal hip bones lift. Cartwheel it to the floor, take it through the vinyas. Big inhale, never too high, never too low. And butt cheeks kiss the sky as you drop the head down. Bravo, really, really good. Now let's bend the knees again, look forward, step walk or hop your feet to your hands. Healthy lift on an inhale, fold as you exhale. Bend your knees, take chair, reach your arms towards to the sky, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, glance up halfway, plant the palms, step or jump it back through the vinyas. Upward facing and downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take your right leg up to the sky again on an inhale. And squeeze your right knee to your forehead again. Step your right foot next to your right thumb and turn your left heel flat. So we're setting up for warrior 1. The heel lines up with the back heel, the front heel with the back heel, and put your hands onto your hips for a moment, Amanda. Stay in that forward fold. So go back down, pull your right hip back a lot and your left hip forward. Find a little cobra in your upper back. Keep your right hand on your right hip, stand on up. And reach your left arm forwards. So the reason we do this is because the left shoulder wants to sort of turn to the left. So by reaching the left arm forward like you're reaching for somebody's hand, you can even those shoulders out. Press your back leg a little bit straighter. Take the left arm up, take the right arm up. Pushing the front knee forward, the belly button kisses the spine. Let's interlace the fingers behind our backs again, and on an exhale, fold forward. So right shoulder on top of the right knee, the knuckle lifts off of the tailbone, the neck stays soft, and the right hip draws back towards to the left heel. Inner arch of the back foot stays lifted. These look gorgeous. Now next inhale, come back to the warrior one pose, reach the arm up. Draw the hands to prayer. On an exhale, warrior two, angle the arms out to the side. Now inhale, put it into the reverse warrior. Stay here, softly begin to push your right leg straight. Keep inhaling. Triangle, reach way forward. The right hand goes down and the left arm goes up. So as we said, this is a well-rounded practice. A little bit of twisting, a little bit of shoulder opening, a little bit of neutrals, a little bit of externals, kind of a smorgasbord of yoga, if you will, for lack of better term. Let's bring it back to warrior two. So bend your front knee, take it into the reverse warrior again, and just put your hands down to the floor and pause. Roll to the ball of your left toes. Take your right arm up to the sky again, and then see if you can take side plank. Roll to the outside of your left foot. Right foot stacks on top. So as you guys can see, Amanda is pressing into that left hand really powerfully. What you need to pay attention to is keeping the top right thigh rotating towards to the floor a bit. You're going to come back to plank position. Take an inhale here, and then pull it back to down dog actually. Lift your hip high to the sky. Really, really good. And float your left leg up again. So we skip the vinyasa, why not? Knee to the nose, squeeze it in. Step the foot next to the left thumb, turn the right heel flat. So stay down low, put your hands onto your hips. Okay, find that aerodynamic quality. So imagine you're like a missile moving towards to the sky. Pull that left hip back. The left hand stays as you come on up. The right arm will reach forward and just really, really square the hip. Don't underestimate the power in the back leg. So I would say 60% of the attention is in the back leg. As you're ready, the right arm floats up and the left arm floats up to meet it. And you know, when you arrive into that pose, really take advantage with that beautiful alignment. Enjoy it, kind of like you're sailing through the resistance, any resistance that may occur. Interlace the awkward way behind you. Fold it forward. It's called the humble warrior, which is just such a beautiful name, right? It's a humble warrior. That's like an oxymoron. It's kind of like an open fist. How can a warrior be humble? But you know, the warrior is sort of like the immune system, right? We have to fight the bacteria, the viruses, the cold, the bad weather. You know, that requires the warrior mentality. We have to put up with the challenges of life. But we're not getting angry. We're not getting aggressive. We're maintaining that wisdom and balance. Next inhale, float the arms above you. Hands draw to prayer as you turn your chest open. Arms will reach out to the sides. Vira 2. Into the reverse warrior. Begin to press your left leg straight. That's an inhalation. Longest exhale brings you to triangle. Reach way forward. Left hand down. Right arm up. So I'm a really lucky teacher this morning. Amanda really doesn't need much alignment. This practice is more for practitioners who have been practicing for a while. If you got that basic understanding down, kind of like when you're learning to play the piano, how can you enjoy playing a song on a piano before you learn the motor skills, before you understand the scales and the chords, and before your fingers move automatically? So this practice is kind of leaning into that direction where we're just flowing freely through it. Bring it back to warrior 2. Sit a little bit lower, so refine it, gorgeous. And then reverse your warrior on an inhale. Put both hands to the floor. Spin to the ball of the right foot. Take your left arm up to the sky. Nice. Mindfully, masterfully, side plank, roll to the outer edge of the right foot, stack the legs up so the toes are fanning. The top arm is reaching powerfully, maintaining your balance. That top thigh rotates down slightly. Good. Plank position. Take an inhale here, pull the hip back to downward facing dog. And now let's add the vinyasa. Inhale, shift forward. And super slow motion, lower, savoring that exhale. Maybe linger in that cobra, maybe even take an additional breath. Who knows if that feels right. And we'll meet back in the downward dog eventually. So just for kicks and a little bit of extra cayenne pepper, we're going to take 3 yogi style push-ups. Amanda, as you're ready, come to plank. On an inhale, halfway down, chaturanga. On an exhale, push back up to plank. Just 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. These are gorgeous. Last chance, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Hold it here. Take an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga again. Inhale, upward dog again. And exhale, downward facing dog. The hips lift high to the sky. Fantastic. Let's put the knees down onto the floor. So come to hands and knees position. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Take your left leg behind you. Keep the left toes hovering off of the floor. And then reach your right arm forward. Sunbird position. Okay, now bend your left knee and see if you can reach back with your right hand, grab your ankle. The left foot is flexed, the heel faces up towards to the sky. And do your best to level the shoulders, the nipples towards to the floor. Okay, next inhale, reach everything long. Set everything down to the ground. Switching sides, opposite leg, opposite arm. So despite the fact that this is going to turn into a back bend, maintain a little bit of length in your spine. Okay, bend the back leg, reach back, grab the foot. So she's doing Vashisthasana in her right arm, same as before. Or just lengthen everything, big inhale. Set everything down onto the floor. Inhale, cow position, tuck your toe under, lift the hips back up to downward facing dog. Nice, float your right leg high to the sky. Squeeze your right knee high up onto your right tricep. Inhale, lift the right leg high again. Right knee to the right tricep. Third one will be a chance to arm balance. Lift the right leg up again. Here it goes. Right knee, right tricep. See if you can lean forward, bend the elbow, and start lifting the back foot off of the floor. Right leg could go straight. Nice. Left foot down, right leg up. Inhale. And step your right foot next to your right thumb. Put your back knee onto the floor and float your arms up towards to the sky. And on your exhale breath, the left arm reaches forward, right arm behind you. Twist it open. And the right hand goes onto the left thigh. The left arm reaches up, stretching the side body. And then take a twist. Left elbow outside edge of the right thigh. The right palm will meet the left hand. Okay, now tuck your left toe under, lift your left knee off of the floor. Okay, don't be shy to adjust, catch your balance. Okay, pretty big move coming your way. Crescent position. Turn forward, reach the arms up to the sky. Okay, and then see if you can step your left foot forward to meet your right foot. Come to chair. So beautifully done. See, Amanda has a lot of awareness of her body, of her poses. And from here, just come up to your tiptoes, but stay in chair. Okay, and then put your arms down to the floor, your hands down to the floor, and see if you can come into Bakasana, the arm balance. So the knees stack onto the top of the tricep, the big toes squeeze together, and we're looking forwards a little bit. Okay, how about Chaturanga? Is it possible? Nice. Cobra up dog. And exhale, down dog. Hips to the sky. And just maybe a bigger inhale through your nose and a longer exhale out through the mouth. And how about child's pose for a moment? Just put your knees onto the floor, sometimes letting those poses sink in and ripple through you before you move into the others. It's almost like creating a little bit of a blueprint. Excellent. Come back up, tabletop position. Tuck the toes, lift the hip high, downward dog. Lift the left leg, big inhale. Left knee, left tricep, once. Inhale, lift it high. Left knee, left tricep, twice. Inhale, lift it high, arm balance is coming. Knee to the tricep, bend the elbow, lean forward, look forward, hover the back leg. Oh, this is so perfect. Right foot down, left leg up, pierce it back. Knee to the nose, step the left foot forward, put your back knee onto the ground. Inhale, the arms sweep high. Exhale, we're twisting open towards to the left hand side. Spread your arms wide. Next inhale, into the side body stretch. Reach the right arm up. Exhale, elbow hooks to the outside edge of the thigh, squeezing the palms together. Tuck the right toe, lift the right knee off of the floor. Keep the crown of the head pulling forward. Keep the collarbone spreading wide, back leg still really strong. Inhale, crescent, the arms reach. This is kind of the meat and the potatoes. Things are getting pretty heated here. And then right foot forward to meet the left. Come into the chair. And back to the tiptoes with your knees still bent. Stay on the tiptoes. Come into a yogi squat and bring your knees together, bring your palms together, close your eyes for a moment. This is actually called the toe balance. Yogi squat is usually with the heels down and the knees wide. Now, without using your hands if possible, Navasana. Heels down, tush down, lift the legs out in front of you. Good. Inhale into the Ardha Navasana, legs forwards. Exhale, Navasana, sit up. Just two more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Feel free to use your hands. We're coming back to chair pose. So in any which way you can. Perfect. Now draw your hands to prayer and twist to the outside edge of your right thigh. Do you have side crow by any chance? Okay, so side crow if you can. You're going to put your hands down just like Chaturanga. Bend the elbows, lean forward, look forward, and you squeeze the heels and the knees together. Amazing. Back to the twisting chair pose. That's sort of the in-between station. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, push to stand, draw the hands to prayer position. And just take 3 breaths here again, letting that ripple through you. So I love an intense practice, but I hate missing the chance of clarity. And a lot of times the chance to catch that glimpse is in between. So just remember, the yoga practice is the tool. Your yoga practice is the hammer and the nails. And the hammer and the nails will result in a house. So metaphorically speaking, the house is the state you're hopefully in right now, which I'm kind of ruining for you because I keep speaking. As you're ready, flutter the eyes open, bring it back to chair. Draw the hands to prayer, take the twist to the outside edge of your left thigh. As you're ready, side crow position. So it's Chaturanga in the hands, the ankles squeeze preferably. Yes, 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 yes. Artfully back to the twisting chair. Those transitions can be tricky. And inhale back to chair. Exhale, dive it out, forward fold. Inhale, glance out. Take it through a vinyasa. Slow it down. Close your eyes if you need to. Do it in a way that feels good in your body. Good. Step your left foot forward. Take a quarter turn over to the right again, so parallel your legs. Very good. I'd like us to move into tripod headstand. So in order for you to do that, you want to again slide the hands back to the same line as your heels. Bend your elbows and put the crown of the head to the floor. Good. And you could even put your knees up on your tricep if you want. Pull your heels in. Everything hugs to the midline. From there, slowly the legs start straightening up. The thighs squeeze. Heels press up. Elbows softly hugging in. Core keeps working. Last 3. 2. Start spreading your legs wide. Softly begin to bring the toes. See if you can hover those toes a quarter inch off of the floor and land mindfully. Straighten the arms, glance your heart forwards. And put your hands onto your hips. And on inhale, come on up to stand. Slide your feet together or step your feet together. Draw your hands to prayer position. Consider that done. And now turn your body towards to the front of the mat. Walk up. Take your arms high to the sky. This is the last vinyasa of this class. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe with the eyes closed, glance it out. Step or float it back, make it a sensuous experience, melting into that back bend. And hips to the sky, last down dog. And just walk your hands to the middle of your mat. Walk your hands back out in front of you. Walk your feet to the middle of your hands or the mat. Walk your feet up a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Good. Bend your knees, have a seat. Good. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Reach both of your arms up to the sky. Take a big breath in and fold forward over both thighs. This is called Paschimottanasana, straight leg forward fold. I like to joke and say this is the Mac Daddy of seated poses. It's just a lot of people struggle with this one, and having open hamstrings is such an essential part of the sun salutations, right? The forward folds and the jump backs and things like that. So to make those feel soft and easy in your body, more open hamstrings usually make those transitions just a little bit nicer and softer. So if you have a friend with you, maybe they can help you move a little bit deeper into that pose, letting the top of the head move forward and the forehead move towards to the knees. And from here, come on up and bend your knees and bring your heels and your toes to touch. Let your knees fall out to the side. Grab the tops of the feet with your hands, and as you exhale, take a forward fold. Baddha Konasana. So again, no rhyme, no reason. We went from a neutral to an external. But again, sometimes it's just going with that flow. Lift your torso, pull your knees together. Straighten your legs out in front of you. And reach your arms just straight forward. And see if you can take about 30 seconds. I know that sounds like a long time, with the eyes closed if possible to recline all the way down. So you're going to use your core and you're going to slow this transition down. Do your best to not to let the heels lift up. Think of the chains of a bicycle, right? One part after the other. Eventually the shoulders and the head finds the floor. You can let the toes slightly turn out. You can let the arms get a little bit wider. Thank you so much for joining us for this more advanced practice today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And my name's Huba Kelemen. This is Amanda. Thank you for her for demonstrating and practicing with us today. Have an incredible day. Thank you again. Namaste.